This Is Us star credits God for move from LA to Nashville. Chrissy Metz thanks God for her move to Nashville and getting into the music industry. The This Is Us actress said she found herself talking to Kelly Clarkson's doctor at one point while she was going back and forth between there and Los Angeles, and he told her, "You don't know me, but God literally told me to ask you about music." And I was like, wait, what? She told Fox News Digital about how she ended up in Music City. She continued, and he's like, "Do you want to write music? Do you sing? I don't even know that about you." And I'm like, yes. Music was my first love. And he was like, "Well, I live in Nashville. If you want to come out to songwrite, I'll set you up with meetings." I was like, "Are you joking? Okay, thank you, God." And then I came out to start just songwriting with incredible songwriters. The 44-year-old said she's originally from Florida, so the South is very familiar to me, and during the coronavirus pandemic her family lived there for 8 months. And it just sort of became like a very comforting place, and you can go anywhere, 10, 15 minutes, she said. You can have the best food, see 3 different shows in one night, and then write a song. Like, it's such a special place, and it feels very communal. She still owns a home in Los Angeles. Before the move, she had been going back and forth during hiatuses from This Is Us, and when she was there recently, my friends of 20 years are like, "What are you doing?" So I don't know that I'll ever completely give that up, but from what I'm doing now, I am so happy here. Comparing LA to Nashville, Metz said that just running an errand is vastly different. "It took 2 hours and 15 minutes in LA. It took me 7 minutes here," she told Fox News Digital, adding that she feels like it gives her a better quality of life in Nashville, not having to sit in traffic for hours. I hate to say quality of life, because for me, spending time in traffic is about quality of life. And listen, I'm grateful I have a car, I am able to drive, all those things, but I'm like, how much more productive could I be if I was doing something with that time? Not to say I don't roll calls or whatever, listen to music, rehearse, but it's just, I don't know, for right now in my life, in this season, it just feels good and comfortable and right. Along with working on music, the actress has also written a children's book called When I Talk to God, I Talk About Feelings. It is a follow-up to her first book, When I Talk to God, I Talk About You. "I know as a kid, I had a hard time expressing my feelings," she explained. "And I think our world would be a very different place if we treated the soil and every kid felt like they were heard and seen from a very early age, that they could name their feelings, they could then express them, feel validated in them." She said she talks to God about her feelings every single day, sometimes every single minute, which became the impetus for the book. While reading the first book to children at churches and schools, they always wanted to talk about their feelings, she said. "We would ask about specific questions, and they would always want to talk about how they were feeling or something that made them scared or happy or nervous. And it certainly was a through line and a thread every single time. And I was like, oh, I think the kids just completely created the second book for me, you know?" With 10 nieces and nephews and experience of having taught preschool, Metz remembered talking to children about a particular toy or something that happened at home, but the underlining is, "Hey, I'm feeling a certain way. Will you listen to me?" And that just kept coming up, and it keeps coming up in any sort of conversation. She added, "If you really listen, you can hear what the kid, the adult, whomever you are talking to is really saying." Metz said she didn't really feel seen or heard as a kid. "I was a middle child of 5. I learned a lot. I gleaned a lot, but it was tough." She continued, "So, for those young people who may be in the same boat, I'm like, oh, I see you, and I want to hear you, and I want to see you." Metz hopes the book will create conversation between the reader and the listener. And even if it's not a conversation you want to eventually have, hopefully it will just foster connection and time spent with who you're reading it to. Yeah, so that's certainly our hope and the reason why I wanted to write it about feelings. I hope that they take away that they're loved, that they are important, and that their feelings are very valid, she added. Praying from morning till night is also an important part of her day. Along with praying before meetings, interviews, auditions, and other things she does throughout the day, whether it's friends or family who are going.